Welcome to News Pulse, your trusted window to world events. Subscribe now. I'm sure you've heard the news. Tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan have erupted into open conflict. On February 27, 2026, Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif declared a state of open war with Afghanistan, citing a loss of patience after a night of intense border violence. The trigger, Afghan Taliban forces launched a massive, coordinated assault on over 50 Pakistani border posts, described as the fiercest in years. In response, Pakistan launched Operation Ghazab-ul-Haq, Righteous Fury, initiating airstrikes not just along the border, but deep inside Afghanistan, including Kabul and Kandahar. Kandahar, the Taliban's spiritual heartland, was hit hard, sending a clear message that Pakistan would no longer tolerate cross-border attacks. The Pakistani military confirmed a comprehensive air and ground offensive, aiming to eliminate militant sanctuaries used to launch attacks into Pakistan. Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry stated the operation would continue until all objectives were met. This marks a dangerous escalation in a region already fraught with instability. The international community is watching with alarm as two nuclear-armed neighbors engage in direct warfare. The conflict threatens to destabilize not just the border, but the entire region. Both sides are now locked in a cycle of violence with no clear end in sight. The world braces for the consequences of this open war. The path to war was paved by months of escalating attacks and failed ceasefires. The Afghan Taliban claimed their border assault was retaliation for a deadly Pakistani airstrike in Nangarhar on February 22, which killed at least 18, including civilians. Pakistan's response was swift and overwhelming. Airstrikes on more than 20 Taliban targets across Afghanistan, including Kabul, Kandahar, and key border provinces. The strikes aimed to cripple Taliban command and supply lines, demonstrating Pakistan's air superiority. Satellite imagery confirmed significant damage to military depots in Kabul and Kandahar. This escalation follows the collapse of a fragile ceasefire brokered in October 2025 by Turkey, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Both sides accused each other of violations, and the truce quickly unraveled. The failure of diplomacy has left deep-rooted grievances unresolved. Now, open war is the tragic result. In war, truth is elusive. Both sides are waging an information battle. Pakistan claims to have killed 274 inside Afghanistan, destroyed 73 Taliban posts, and seized strategic positions. The Taliban dispute these numbers, reporting 55 Pakistani soldiers killed and heavy civilian casualties from airstrikes. Independent verification is nearly impossible. The fighting is in remote, inaccessible regions. Both governments use casualty figures to shape narratives and morale. Civilian deaths are mounting, with reports of women and children among the victims. The propaganda war is as fierce as the fighting on the ground. The real human cost remains hidden, but it is rising with every day of conflict. The fog of war obscures the truth, leaving families on both sides to mourn. The roots of this war run deep, far beyond recent border clashes. Pakistan accuses the Afghan Taliban of sheltering the TTP, a group responsible for deadly attacks inside Pakistan. Islamabad also blames Kabul for harboring Baloch separatists and points to a UN report confirming Taliban support for militants and al-Qaeda. The Taliban deny these charges, countering that Pakistan supports ISK, a group responsible for attacks inside Afghanistan. This cycle of mutual accusations has destroyed trust and fueled hostility. Historically, Pakistan supported the Taliban for strategic depth, but since 2021, the Taliban have prioritized ties with the TTP over Islamabad. The former alliance has collapsed, replaced by open hostility. Decades of shifting allegiances and proxy wars have left both sides deeply suspicious. The conflict is now driven by both immediate security concerns and long-standing grievances. The result: a bitter war with no easy solution. Pakistan's military power dwarfs that of Afghanistan. With over 660,000 personnel, advanced tanks, and a modern air force, Pakistan holds a decisive advantage in conventional warfare. Its air force, equipped with F-16s and JF-17s, can strike targets deep inside Afghanistan with precision. Pakistan's technological edge includes anti-drone systems and surveillance capabilities. The Taliban, by contrast, field fewer than 200,000 fighters, mostly guerrillas with limited heavy weaponry and almost no functional air force. Their arsenal consists of small arms, captured artillery, and commercial drones. This imbalance shapes the conflict. Pakistan can launch large-scale operations, while the Taliban rely on guerrilla tactics and cross-border raids. Pakistan's advantage in open battle is clear, but it risks being drawn into a prolonged insurgency. The war may shift from conventional clashes to a grinding, asymmetric conflict. The military gap ensures Pakistan's dominance, but not an easy victory. For millions along the border, war has brought fear and upheaval. Civilians flee their homes, seeking safety from airstrikes and gunfire. Those left behind live in constant fear, sheltering as best they can. In Kabul, nights are sleepless. In Pakistani cities, anxiety over possible attacks is high. The war is tearing apart communities with deep ethnic and family ties across the Durand Line. Border closures have halted trade, worsening economic hardship and fueling a humanitarian crisis. Aid access is restricted, and shortages of food, medicine, and shelter are growing. As the conflict rages, civilians bear the brunt, with little hope for relief.